Welcome, folks. This is Surrounded by Sports. I am here at Milton High School with one Ronnie Douglas. How you doing today?
Hey, doing good. Doing good. Great to have you here with us.
Good deal, man. So Ronnie Douglas is the new head coach at Milton High School. He has Milton off to a great. You agree it's a great start?
Great start. Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah, we're excited about the start. Yes.
For sure. Had the privilege of watching your Panthers play 2 weeks in a row.
Okay.
Which is and I'm incredibly impressed with both ball games and just the way your teams impose their will.
Yeah, okay.
But you know what I mean? Like you run the ball out, you're physical, and at some point that begins to matter as games go on, which I think goes back to your high school career. Even.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Which Carl Madison, Tate High School.
Coach Madison, right? Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that. Ronnie Douglas also, if you drive around the Pensacola area, you've seen Ronnie's car washes. That is you as well.
That's me.
Yeah, and multiple other businesses. This podcast is about how sports and life intersect. To me, this is the perfect gentleman to discuss that with. And I hope to discuss all of that, especially the ball club he has now and more after this.
You are watching Surrounded by Sports, the podcast hosted by Kevin Perkins. This show emphasizes how sports and life intersect while showcasing the Gulf Coast. And now, Surrounded by Sports.
Welcome back, Coach. I told you a second ago, I'm kind of excited.
Yes.
Everybody I know thinks the world of you. And I don't know if you, because when you go through life, you don't think about how do people feel about me.
Yeah.
But I know that Wade McKinney, Mike Valorizo, Blake Atterbury, and those are just people in the sports realm. But even if you talk about people, because I'm a cantonment guy, you're a cantonment guy, we haven't really intersected, but the people I know tell me glowing things about what a great guy you are and motivator and how sports and life intersect as you've taken lessons and turned them into a way to mentor young men along with creating a way for people to have jobs too.
Exactly. Yes.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think? Are there similarities to forming like a management team and a coaching staff?
It's parallel. It's all parallels. It's the same thing. Looking at I always tell people. I said, Nick Saban could run a Fortune 500 company.
Sure.
It's the same process. It's the same thing. So, main thing you got to do is you got to know where you want to be, to begin with, and then have a plan to get there. And then by doing that, you surround yourself with very, very good people that, hopefully are smarter than you.
Right.
And then if you can do that, Henry Ford made that comment way back. He said, I'm never going to hire nobody that's dumber than me.
Right.
Right.
So that's right.
You hire people that's smarter than you, and then you take your idea and then you go with it and run with it. So yeah.
Right. And you take on challenges.
Yes.
Right. Do you look forward to challenges?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Does that go back to your high school? Does that go back to Carl Madison and all that?
I don't know if it goes back there. Just that I always tell people, I grew up on a dirt road in a 2-bedroom trailer, and so never missed a meal and never missed a bath.
Right.
So I could always go back to that. Right. So in looking at stepping out as far as business wise, never have felt like, hey, if I don't make it, hey, it's the end of the world. I can always go back to that and start over because it wasn't that bad. So,
right. Yeah. All your self-help gurus, right? They say the biggest thing that stops you from success is fear of failure.
Yeah.
And they all say you have to have failed at things. Mm-hmm. But you made a decision that if worst comes to worst, I can start over.
We start over and that wasn't that bad. Where I started from wasn't that bad.
Right.
And family is very important.
Right.
And then friends and like I said, friends and family. And the most important thing I think we have in life is relationships, building relationships with people. And if you have that, all the other stuff, you can throw it out the window.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Let's pivot into, okay, so Coach, you get the Milton job, and it comes across my timeline or somebody mentions it, and I sat back and laughed because I said, that's perfect. This is a special community. Have you, as being a guy that's from this area, have you always kind of looked at Milton and said, that's a community that supports its sports, its high schools?
Yeah, I mean, I always looked at that, even going back, Coach Madison was here back in the 60s, early 60s,
right.
And then Hurley Manning came along and sort of built Milton to the status that people know it as, basically,
Right.
And then the community, in football we call it like a one-horse town, basically. I mean, the people just really rally around this school, and this community really supports their football program. So, with that being said, and when you, over the years, playing at Cantonment and then playing at Tate, it's always just been a great sort of atmosphere when you come and play these guys, and they were always just tough as nails, basically,
Right.
and just tough people, tough families, tough kids. So, you look at it and say, hey, that would be a great place to be one day, and then it just has to fall into place. Sometimes there's just not that opportunity, because Coach Manning was here forever. And then, after that, they went through a few, and then Coach Madison was here for a good long while, and then Coach McMillian was here for a long time. And then, so just never really lined up where, be an opportunity to be here. But, looking back and, when it came open this time, we looked at it and said, hey, let's give it a shot. And then knowing the people that are in the administration, my AD, Coach George Blake, Mr. Short, all those folks are former coaches. And as a head football coach, that's kind of what you want as your administrators, and because they really support you. They know, what you're going through, and they know how to help you. And so you look at that. For me, it just was just a good place and a good setup for us to maybe have this opportunity that we have here at Milton.
Right, and it is just the perfect merger. I thought, for one, the cupboard's never bare here. The talent level recently, and there's nothing against whoever's been here before, but recently the talent level and the wins didn't match up. Right.
Yeah.
And part of that is you play good teams.
Oh yeah. I tell people around here it's SEC football every Friday night around here, just about.
Right.
All the teams are really, really good.
Well
and,
coached.
Got good coaches, and so just a good area for high school football. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But when you get here, there's talent.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at how? I mean, we obviously about Caden Hall, about Aboya, did you know about Sprout?
No, Spratt, I didn't know about Spratt. He's a good young man, but didn't know he was here. But he's like one of our best athletes, one of our best players, our strongest player on our team. So yeah, just a very good.
Using him at linebacker and fullback.
He runs a little both for us. Yeah, he's a number one linebacker, and then we spot him in at running back. Yeah, good. Does a good job.
Absolutely. Now, how long did it take for you to decide Caden Hall might need to be quarterback?
You look at it, and we got some good quarterbacks here, and they were throwing the ball, so they were sort of more apt. Some of them were more inclined to be able to do that. But in the offense that we run the veer, which is a more of a run-oriented. You need a real good athletic quarterback, and Caden, fits that mold. It's just a matter of whether does he want to take on that responsibility and be able to do that, and then. Got him here in spring, and we must have had, I don't know, 40, 50 coaches come through here during the spring, basically, and a lot of the big time schools were looking at him. So they're looking at him. He's going to play on the defensive side of football. He's not going to play quarterback in college, but he needed to get the reps over there in the spring because he was coming off an injury, and they needed to see him, and so we left him over there all spring just to so that they could see him, and then he knows how to play safety, and but they wanted to see his what he could do, and left him over there, and thinking in the back of our mind that he could possibly play quarterback for us if that's something that he wanted to do, and we approached him about that, and he said, yeah, I'd like to do that, and so we got him going, and I think this was like week 5 or 6 that he's been playing quarterback. I think first time in his life, unless he played way back in Little League. So, but just every week he's getting better, and just doing heck of a job for us.
He is.
Yeah.
He is tough guy.
Oh yeah, tough guy, and so we're excited about Caden, and he's really taking this team and put him on his shoulders, and he's a leader. they all look up to him. God blessed him with a ton of talent and size and all the things you need to be a great football player. So, but he plays some safety for us still, and we put him in in a nickel package and things of that nature. But he's doing a good job for us at quarterback.
He sure is.
Yeah.
He sure is. That okay. So the last game, the last drive of the second half for you guys, you're playing against Washington, which I think I'll air this next week, so it'll be 2 games ago because you're going to play Tate this week.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the last drive of the half, you guys keep the ball for a certain amount of time, and then the last quarter, you guys had it like crazy, like 11 minutes with a couple of fourth down.
Yeah, I think we had it like 11 minutes and 50 seconds.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
But that brings me to my next question, which was, were you surprised how big you were when you got here? You have large offensive and defensive
we got
linemen.
some good size. We have some really good size, and we saw those guys last year. Because I was at PHS, so I saw what they had, and but yeah, we got some big young men, and so they're doing a good job, and O-line coach is doing a good job with them. So, but yeah, they just really grinded it out, and for them to do that, they got to be in pretty good shape too.
It's fourth quarter.
It's fourth quarter.
They're carrying more weight than a lot of people.
They are, and for those guys to do that and sustain their blocks and allow us to get those first downs and keep the ball moving, and it was incredible to be able to do that.
To watch it, I mean, it was you obviously when you go for it on third or you continue to run the ball, third and all, you go for it on fourth. It was almost like we're not going to give them the ball.
Yeah,
is what it felt like. Yeah. And then of course he pops the run at the end of the ball game and hits the hooks. Smart guy. Did you tell Caden to do that?
No, we didn't tell him to do that. We were, I think we were on about the 30 or 40 yard line there, so you're not thinking you're going to score there. But when they called their last timeout, I told them, I said, if we get one more first down, we can go to victory and we can we can win this ball game. I said, so that's basically what I told him, and he knew that they had used all their timeouts. So that was the thing to do, was to get that, and then we got the first down, and then if he goes down, then we can seal the game, because if you score there and then with the scenario, then you got to kick off to them. They get the ball back, and then if they're a throwing team, so if they happen to get one or run the kickoff back or something like that, then they can tie you, and then you go into overtime basically. So to seal the game right there was to just for us to go down and
smart and unselfish.
That's KD. That's him, and that's his. That's the things that he does, and if we can continue to have some success, his legacy here at Milton High School will be remembered for a long time.
100%. Now let's pivot to your coaching staff here. Ryan Vandervoort.
Vandervoort.
Okay.
Ryan Vandervoort.
I think I put an extra E in there.
That's right. That's right.
Vandervoort. He's been with you at multiple stops.
Yes.
He's important to what you do. He's your offensive line coach?
He's my offensive coordinator, and he's assistant head coach.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And, got him. Kind of inherited him at Pine Forest.
Okay.
So he's a Pine Forest guy. Graduated in 2001, but was on the 2000 state championship team with Coach Pollard.
Right.
And got Ryan. He sort of was the glue at Pine Forest for us. That guy. He's really likes that place. And we thought when I stepped down over here, he was going to get the job. It didn't work out. So he went with Bobby Clayton, who had actually coached him in high school, who was Jerry's
coordinator, right? Offensive coordinator.
He was Jerry's coordinator, but he's also Jerry's son-in-law, basically.
100%, yeah.
So we got all this family ties there. So he went with him for a couple of years down in Fort Walton, and then when we had this opportunity, to come here, we were sort of a package deal, because I don't do the teaching part, so he takes my teaching slot basically, and he kind of runs our program when I'm not here, basically. Does a tremendous job for us.
Right, but you're here a lot.
I'm here a bunch. Oh yeah, I'm here a bunch. Yeah, we spend, these coaches, with those guys and myself, they teach all day, then we go to practice. I mean, they're 60, 70, 80 hours a week by the time you spend get here. When they get here, by the time we get off practice, in the mornings they get here on Fridays, we have a game, they get here at 7 o'clock, whatever, then, we get out of here at 12. They watch film on Saturday. We come back, we meet on Sunday. So it's a lot of hours. It's a lot of hours during the season. So I tell folks, it's 60 to 80 hours a week, during the season. So those guys are right there. So, I'm right here with them during the season. So I'm having to do a lot of multitasking, and I got a lot of good folks with me at some of the other things that I do. But yeah, it's a lot of time.
Now, you said he was the glue guy at Pine Forest.
Yeah.
Is it important when you take, because you're successful at Tate, you were successful at Pine Forest, you're successful so far here.
Yeah.
I think Wade is turning that around over there. You were there for a little bit with him as well. Is it important to have somebody to help you transition? Do you need a Milton guy when you're at Milton as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of Milton coaches that played here that are on our staff. But my main guy, doesn't have to be that. But Pine Forest, I was lucky because it was Ryan basically. When I went to Tate, Jay Lindsay was my right-hand man.
Right.
And he sort of
fantastic as well.
Yeah, has done a good job everywhere he's been. But so Jay was my right-hand man. Then I inherited Ryan, and then when we got here to Milton, we was able to, with the administration, allowed us to bring him along here with us. And so it's just been a good fit for everybody.
Right, but you have like Isaiah Jones is a Milton guy.
Yes, Isaiah.
Is Jimbo Turk a Milton guy?
No, Jimbo's not a Milton guy. His dad is Mike Turk, who been head coach at Huntington for years.
Okay, right, legendary.
Legendary, Mike Turk, who ran the option at Troy when they won the national championship.
Right.
But Coach Turk, that's Jimbo's his Mike's son. Yeah.
That's not the only Troy quarterback on your roster. As coach. Sawyer Smith as well.
You got another one, Sawyer Smith, who played for me at Tate, and then played at Troy, then finished his career up at Kentucky. Yeah.
Right. You do a great job of mixing guys that have been with you or played for you, and also keeping a couple guys from the Milton area around.
Oh yeah.
It's a continuity thing.
Yes. Yeah. And we got like Andre Flakes, who played here, was a great, outstanding athlete here. Also played at Troy, and him and Sawyer were on the same team together. And then we brought Aaron Daniels in as an O-line coach from Niceville. He actually lives in our community here, lives in Milton community, and brought him in, and him and Sawyer didn't play together at Kentucky, but he's a Kentucky alumni. And so it's kind of, all of them got a little connection there, a little tie, a little thread there. Yeah.
Right. Now, okay, so you have, I want to say you have 19 car washes.
Something like that. Yeah, somewhere 19 or 20.
How many staffs have you built over the years when you talk about businesses and
I got, I don't keep up with that. I think we got about 400 employees, working in all of our things right now, and then, we got, 100, almost 100 players here, and probably, almost 20 coaches basically. So we got a lot of folks that we're working with here. And, but at all my stores, I got main guys there, that usually have a little interest in it, in the business. And then with my car washes, I got a young man that's been with me. He's probably been with me 20 years, and then another one that's been with me about 18 years, that are with me. My brother also works with me at the car wash. My son works with me. My daughter works with me. So got some family tied in there too, and then a lot of those folks, I sort of adopt them into the family, sort of make them my own. But really, really good, and got some good folks. Just got some really good people.
100%. Okay, so let's take a quick break, and then I'm going to. I got a couple things I want to say to you, talk to you about a little bit about the business and stuff, and the staffs, and what I think you do with the community. Is that all right?
That's fine. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Sounds like.
Welcome back, folks. First of all, thank you to Sideline Sports Bar, McCory Homes, Faust Builders for sponsoring these things and feeding my habit, which is trying to seek knowledge in people that know more than me about how life and sports intersect. On your wall over here in this room, we're right beside the weight room. You may hear that a little bit in the background. Make sure you are putting in what you're asking your players to put out.
Okay.
When you're staff, that's what you're asking, right?
Yeah.
You want these guys to be all in.
Yeah. I'm not much of a sign guy. That was kind of here, but that's fitting.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
right.
that's good. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you remember Madison had a thing that I'm reading Carl Madison's book. I'm going to sit down at some point and talk to Clint Crockett about
Clint,
it.
yeah,
I want
yes,
to.
yeah.
So I'm doing a little bit of research.
Yeah.
And do you remember like Madison's kind of, he had listed pride, hustle, tough, consistency, unselfish, all that stuff. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he talked about that, you
Right, of
know,
course.
and all those types of things. Yes.
One thing that got me about it was the phrase "alert people hustle," and that because you don't hear it put like that.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
people that are on the ball, and you're obviously on the ball.
Yeah.
Like you live on the ball.
That's
You're
right, that's
constantly
right.
doing
Yeah.
stuff. You're doing
Yeah.
right. And that's true with your players too, right?
Yes. It goes, you know, alert people hustle. It goes back to time, you know, and the most valuable thing we have in life, I tell our players all is time, you know, because, you know, the richest man that ever lived can't buy another minute when his time's up.
Right.
And so we have got to make the most of every minute of every day.
Right.
And so alert people hustle because they're so aware of time.
That's
so
it.
aware of time. Exactly.
That's the base motivation.
That's right.
Is they know that you don't get that back.
That's right.
When you waste time, it's over.
That's it.
Right. And you never, it's a funny thing too, we talked about this in a couple others, you never know what moment's going to matter.
That's right.
Right. Whether it's talking to a kid, you know, you may say something that you think is just a comment. It may have been important to him as motivation going through.
Yes.
In a ball game, you know,
Yeah.
your offense, especially. Okay, we're watching after your game against Washington, against Booker T. Somebody said to me, "Well, they needed to just stop that one guy," and I thought, "Well, yeah, but when 10 guys are blocking for him,
Yeah.
it's really hard." Right.
Yeah.
And you never know if you're a receiver in your offense, which block is going to matter.
That's right.
And you're out there on the end, and it's easy to take play off, but you can't because
That's
if
right.
he pops it to that side, it may be
right.
the moment that matters.
Yeah. And that comes Monday through Thursday in coaching, you know, like with your coaches paying attention to detail.
Right.
To knowing that, hey, we got to block, you know, during practice. So game time, it'll be second nature to you.
Right.
You
Do you have any idea, as we're wrapping this, do you have any idea like the influence you've had on the community?
Not really, you know, I just try to do, you know, I tell people, you know, with the coaching thing, it's my way of giving back. You know?
Right.
You know, we've had some success in businesses and things like that, and you can throw money at things, you know.
Sure.
But the thing that makes that has the greatest impact, I think, is your time in someone's life. And if we can do that, you know, and I always tell my coaches, you know, be careful what you say because they're going to hold on to that for the rest of their life. So really watch what you say and how we guide these young men, and everything we do, you know, can impact them. So you know, looking back at that, you know, we've probably had set some impact on some young men over
Right.
time and some families, and you know, with that, you know, the reward will be there at the end, you know, and when you see these guys later on in life, and you know, they come up to you and just, you know, give you a hug and just appreciate, you know, you can just tell that maybe, hey, we had a little impact in his life, which is
Right.
great. Yeah.
But man, let's end on that.
Yeah.
I had a spill I wanted to go through, but that was great.
Yeah.
Thank you so
All right.
much for
Yes, sir.
giving me your time, Ryan.
Yeah.
Coach Douglas.
Thank you. Appreciate
Pleasure
you.
pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Get to be around you.
That's great,
I've
Kevin.
seen you.
Appreciate you.
I've seen you at ball games and your coaching staff and guys that you used to coach with come around you, and people flock to you for a reason.
Yeah.
I appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
This has been Surrounded by Sports. Thank you for watching.
Thank y'all.